Hi everyone, this is Courtney. I'm Fiber Fox Studios. This video is just to show you a method that I personally prefer to use to bind off and get rid of all these tails on your mosaic projects. So if that interests you, please continue to watch and make sure that you are hitting that thumbs up button and leaving a comment down below. We are going to jump right on in. So you can see this is the back side of my project, so we will be working wrong side facing us when we are doing this method to bind off and hide these tails. So this type of method can be used on absolutely any project. However, you can also do an enclosed border, what I've also heard referred to as a double enclosed border, or an envelope border to hide tails. Those are essentially a method where you are creating a flap on the front side, using those slip stitches, creating a flap here from the back side. Then the top of that flap will be joined together, either crocheted or sewn together, and it will hide those tails tucked away inside. That's not what we're doing here. You can check out the how-to playlist where I do have an enclosed border on it, and you can also search here on YouTube. There are quite a few videos out there now that show that. For this method, we are going to take the same size hook or smaller hook than what we worked our project in. Either would be fine. And we want to begin by taking our tail and moving it underneath our slip stitch. The slip stitch round is done on purpose before handling these tails so that we kind of support this edge and give it a little bit of extra support while we work on these tails in this manner. You, of course, do not have to do this part, but I do recommend it. We go in underneath the slip stitch here on the back side, grabbing in this case a color B tail, and I will pull that color B tail on underneath that slip stitch, and at this point I can pull out my hook because I'm just shifting the tail to the back side. Now we will find whatever loop we can get our hook into that is the closest to the tail as we can. And we will do a just little pickup on whatever loop we can find. So in this case, I am picking up, making sure to stay in the same row, in the same color, and I'm picking up a loop. Now I take my tail and I pull up a loop, and we then chain up 2. So this is my knotted bind off, 1 and 2. Now we can pull the tail out. We're going to grab the tail, place our thumb and index right above those 2 chains we just made, and cinch that down. I personally like to do this a few times, and I always make sure that I'm not lining up these knotted bind offs here on the back side. We want to stagger them around. Try to show really close. There's a knotted bind off the tail's already been clipped here. And then the next one is here. Then we have one here. Then we drop down here. So I'm staggering them around. That makes it much less noticeable than if we were to pull all these tails to the same position, do the knotted bind off, and then clip the yarn. If we do that, then you're going to have all your tails lining up. So make sure that you do it a few times and bring it down in different positions before you clip your excess. So I like to do it 2 times. So I'm going to find yet another loop as close as possible to where I'm currently at. And I pick up that loop and then grab my tail and pull up a loop, and then chain 2 again and cinch that down. So that is all we do to do this method. It's very, very simple. I will continue to do this on every single tail, and I will finish up, and I have a nice clean looking edge that I can add any crochet border that I want. Thank you so very much for watching. I appreciate your time, and until next time, bye for now.